day that my father left our family and walked away, I was 5 years old. And I have the vivid memory of running after him and crying and begging him to stay. I've written about it over the years. I've spoken about it over the years. And I was talking with my mum just before she passed away 2 years ago. And I reminded her about that. She gently reminded me, Ed, no, it wasn't you that was running after your dad. It was my late older brother, Wayne. Something that my eldest sister confirmed. She says, no, you were there, but it was Wayne that was running after him. All these years, I hadn't realized that I had so internalized the image of my brother chasing my dad that it had become my memory. It had become my superimposed chase after my father. And in so many ways, it became a lifelong chase. Not so much to catch my father, but to understand who I was supposed to be in a world without his guidance or help. You know, it can become so very easy to chase the memory of trauma, of loss, of upheaval and heartache across the landscape of our lives, with no thought to how we can possibly see ourselves in empowered stories of our own making. It's because trauma carries three stories with it. The stories it tells to you, the stories it tells about you, and if allowed, the stories it tells through you. We forget that while we're not all the stories that trauma tell about us, we are all of its stories that we internalize and we choose to live. So where do we find the space of courage to stop chasing trauma and loss and heartbreak with intentionality and a renewed sense of agency? We find it at the place where it robbed us of our ability to tell our own stories despite what we've been through. Loss doesn't get to tell the whole story when we remember that we also get to tell the stories of us and the stories for us. Stories of our strength and our resilience. Stories of our determination and our courage and our perseverance. Stories that celebrate the fact that you grew and you learned and you forgave and you moved on and you became whole again. Stories that talk about the fact that you found community that affirmed you and restored the understanding and acceptance of yourself that the disappointment robbed you of, stole from you. My dad never came home that day and spent the rest of his life not being caught. And while that may have been my memory and a great determinant in my journey, my greater story has been so much more than just the vicarious memory of a 5-year-old child chasing his father. Ultimately, it is the beautiful you that awakens when you ask yourself the question, well then who am I? And begin to chase the discovery that emerges from that answer. That is the place of true courage and true strength and lifelong chase. Okay, let's do the work. I want you to make a list of all the things that affirm the everyday you and you at your best. 2, finish this statement. I am more than. Write it a few times and finish. And lastly, who or what do I need to stop chasing? And where do I need to begin new chases? And who will be my accountability person to ensure that I not only begin that chase, but I continue that chase? Okay, let's do the work.